Hello, and welcome to Kosi Nation Fan TV. I am Bilo, I am your host. This is where fans meet and talk about Kaizer Chiefs. Kosi Football Club. And today, guys, we are talking about something that is important to me, because I am not this one person who takes themselves too seriously. I do take myself serious, but I just don't take myself too serious. So when I see some comments calling me out for certain things that I do, I want to visit them and have a discussion about them, Guti, what is actually going on, because I don't like seeming like what's this thing? I'm an authority, Uguti, whatever I say goes, right? Because I'm like, as I've always said, I'm a Kaizer Chiefs fan like everyone else. So it's not like I'm expecting everyone to agree with what I'm saying. And I want us to talk about Uguti. Are we actually too harsh on Caleb? Because I saw comments of people, someone, I won't say who, and it wasn't one person. I think two or three people have said this thing. Oh, Mpilo, you are too harsh on Caleb, and stuff like that. So I wanted to engage with you guys as well to hear what you guys have to think about Caleb so far. Because there are also my comments. There is also poll. You can vote and talk about what you think. How is Caleb so far? Is he just having a bad spell, like he's having a bad form right now? And we know everyone goes through those periods where they are not performing at their best. Or is it just not Kaizer Chiefs material? Or is it just the same as the other forwards? Because Kwabona, they are missing chances every other day. Or he simply needs time. Votani, and let me know kuma comments ukuthi what do you think is actually going on with Caleb. So, but in the meantime, let's talk. The show is 30 minutes and I will make sure of it. Once it's 1 a.m. here, I'm done. Once it's 8 p.m. in SA also, I'm done. So yeah, get your comments below, and let's interact. So what do I think of Caleb? And we'll take you back to way back when the Chiefs were still looking for a striker. I literally sat here and said, why are they not signing a striker if they've had a striker who they've even played, who's even scored goals? I want to go back and say those things because I literally was there saying he's probably good enough if he has even scored for a team and stuff like that. Because I didn't know Guti, what was the thing. Because I think one of the things that I've been saying mostly in recent days is Uguti, I also doubt Lama filters that are used by Chiefs in bringing in people to trial with the team in the first place. Because to me, it feels like those filters that are used to filter people who should come to our trials, the Chiefs, they actually don't work. Instead, they hurt the team more than they help the team. So, inkinga yami igcina iba lapho ukuthi if these people who are brought onto our trials zethu are not good enough in the first place, then if they come and do better than the average other trialist at Kaizer Chiefs, then they look decent. And I think it's possible Uguti Caleb was just in that situation as well, because yes, he's come in, he's scored 8 goals, he has scored 7 goals. But once again, I said here and said, hey, to score a hat trick of penalties is no joke, because you have to have a composure for every penalty that you are scoring. But then the very following game, he went on and missed a pen. Now, anyone can miss a penalty, so we can't judge Caleb ngokuthi he missed a penalty. That would just be unfair and not right, because every other player has missed a penalty. Ronaldo, Messi, Anyway, Salah, when they were needed, Mane, they've missed penalties. Big players have missed penalties. So I'm not gonna sit here and say missing a penalty is the ultimate thing that I will judge Caleb or no. But what I judge Caleb on is this simple thing. Uguti, for one, Caleb is a very tall striker, right? That's my first concern, guy. Well, it's not my first concern, it's one of them. I will probably end I will end with the other comment. Ngizowafunda nama-comments enu. But the first one is that he's a tall striker, right? But if you look at how many aerial duels he actually wins, Caleb, they are worrying. Because you have a tall striker that is supposed to be, when I was making a pitch for him, I was saying, oh, maybe Caleb is going to do well for the Chiefs because they will play the balls to him and he will head them down to the oncoming attacking midfielders. And that's how Chiefs is going to attack Abantu, because he's going to be that holder player for the Chiefs, and then the attacking midfielders can play off of him. But what we've seen so far, we don't see that. We don't even see ukuthi Caleb usuke kuphi, because of the very second thing yokuthi kuyeke ukuthi he's a tall striker who should be using his body. There is also the fact that as a striker nje, he doesn't know what moves to make. It seems like he does not read the game. That's my other concern ukuthi he igame ithi shona le sekumele run onto the box. He's still confused ukuthi which run he should be making. He's supposed to be running near post, he's running far post. He's supposed to be holding his run and staying with 6-yard area so that he can finish the ball. He's not doing that. He's just trying to run towards the ball. So all these things, you just look at them and you're like, how? What is this? Right? What is actually going on here? That is my worry. Like, akusikho ukuthi I wake up and I make this stuff up. Like, no one has called me out about ukuthi he gets the ball, he goes on the line all the time, because everyone sees that. But positioning Caleb ukuthi the movement of that striker is so like important, especially for the amount of chances that our team creates. And I've had people talking about he's not getting enough supply. That's just another story yokuthi Caleb misses so many chances. And that can be that is true, not that can be true. It is true for our other midfielders, our other forwards as well, ukuthi they miss clear-cut chances. Yabo. And the difference, if you take Caleb, comparison not Dupree, for example, Dupree uyagetsha, right? Dupree misses chances, but Dupree still fights and works hard for the ball and wins it back. So Dupree wins it back. Dupree makes some runs right into the box. Dupree agetsha, but that's equal. Dupree misses, Caleb misses, so that cancels that. But Dupree knows where to run in the box. Caleb doesn't. Caleb is bigger and he should be using his body to his advantage. Caleb doesn't. Dupree is quick, he uses that. So what is similar between Dupree and Caleb is the fact that once they're in front of goal, they will miss. We know this. But the thing is, with Dupree, the other things that they're supposed to do, they do them. But with Caleb, the other things that he's supposed to do, he's not even doing them. So then that is why he then gets like highlighted as this person who's costing us, because he's not doing the other things that he's supposed to be doing. You go back to Goma defenders zethu. We talk about how much Uhlanti sometimes he slacks, like he doesn't want to play, because some people have said I don't like Uhlanti as well. But you look at fullbacks, what fullbacks from other teams are doing. Bugo Mayema, Buga, I made an example, a quick example, not Mayema, or Mobi. I mean, if you look at how Mobi even plays, he's not like the greatest of players, but I'm making an example with Mobi. Let's not even go to other teams, right? I'm using Mobi because Bafana is always selected and I watch him, Bafana. But ngikhulume ngokuthi, take for example a player like Solomons. go right back. He advances, he goes forward. People will say, oh, but you can't compare someone who's like 22 to someone who's 33. Okay, fine. Let's start Mpahleleka. Mpahlele was playing with Chiefs last season and was advancing forward. Aphinde abuye futhi ayomaka emuva. Aphinde advance aye phambili. Aphinde. So now we're talking comparing apples to apples. Ukuthi he was old, he was doing the same thing, overlapping and coming back. So kunalento yokuthi there are certain things that we can compare players on based on the positions that they're playing. Like ama-forwards ethu ukuthi uCaleb just doesn't do the things that you expect him to do because uCaleb never finds himself in a position where he can score amaball. And if you are going to say a striker sakho does not know where to move, then it doesn't matter how much creative your midfielders are because they will never find him if he's hiding. That's just the thing. So, me personally, I don't think I'm being harsh on Caleb because if we striker and you don't know how to make the correct movements in the box, if you're a striker and you don't know how to create space for yourself, because it's not a matter of if he was quicker, he would do better. No. We know strikers like Ubenny when he returned and played for a Pirate, he wasn't quick at all. Like Ubenny is a classic example. Yoguti, even if he was out of shape, let's just call a spade a spade. He was out of shape Ubenny when he was playing for a Pirate, but at that point he knew Uguti where a striker is supposed to be in the box. And because you know where to be in the box, you will crush everyone. You will crush everyone. But manje, if you don't even know where to be, then uzobani king. If you are tall but you can't even win headers, guys, you can't say I'm harsh because of that. You can, obviously, it's your opinion, but come on. Let me read my comments. Excuse me. Even Sean Bartlett, yeah, all right, man. Even Sean Bartlett, those players were totally out of shape, but they were still scoring goals because they know how to position themselves. Unati says, Olampilo Nation, away. Guys, while I'm reading your comments, please like the video. That's how it will spread to more people like you. Mutaung Mochalefa says the guy is not good at all. He can't create space for himself. Yebo, his decision making not good at all. He is tall. Oh, yes, I was just saying this. He is tall, but he can't jump. Opponents always win aerial balls. He can't strike. Exactly. Like, what more can we say? What more can we actually say to people? Like, because kwesinye isikhathi nje you will find ukuthi a shorter player will win a head against uCaleb because they know how to time the jump, when to jump and how to jump. Our striker does not seem to know how to jump, when to jump, how to use the height that he has into his advantage. As such, he ends up just losing the ball. And I was saying this ukuthi there was this game uDuba naye ke vele ufike wayidlisela kule game le ye-Richards Bay. By the way, I just want to take this moment and say, wow, I feel like I am condolences to umndeni kaSiphamandla. He was playing just against the Chiefs on Saturday. And if you haven't heard, he just collapsed practicing. Yazi bafethu, I'm just trying to think about how his family is feeling. I can't you can't imagine those things. I know I'm taking a tangent, but this is more it's more important, obviously. Yeah. Yeah, I just thought because like a few weeks ago we lost another player in South African football because of violence, but this one, uSiphamandla Themba Mtolo, Richards Bay reported ukuthi he passed away today. So that's that condolences to his family because I mean knowing coming from a black family myself, ukuthi at that age umndeni wakho they are trusting you. He was having a good season with Richards Bay after returning from not even returning after being promoted for the first time to EPSL, and now all of a sudden he just passes away. So may his soul rest in peace, and umndeni wakhe may they be consoled, because yeah, it's not an easy thing for someone who's that young. 29 is not old at all. Like, you are only old when you are like 70, 80. It's 29. Like, yeah. Anyways, I just had to say that on the side. Anyways, let me just come back to this football thing again. Sengivele ngehlise kumoya nje ngenye indlela engayilindelanga. Okay, so my God. Okay, so let me continue then. So the next comment is from Mpho, who says hola hola Khosi Nation. uTheo says hola mpilo mfethu, amakhosi uzwane wami uzithandela ukhelekele wakhe akafuni nova ngaye. And funny enough, people because there's this comment that I read, and I will say this because you know when people really believe ukuthi you are being unfair, like they really believe ukuthi you are being unfair, you can tell even in the note at which a comment is written, they just feel like, oh, you hate Caleb or for whatever reason. But we know this ukuthi Caleb has not done well since he scored his last goal. Even when he scored his last goal, he had dropped off vele in form. Wawakora lawo magoli lawo, and then we're in a frenzy. And I think one of the problems that we have as Ama fans, I think this happens vele with any other football fan, is that when a player scores a goal or when a team wins a game, like Chiefs in this case, when we win games, we forget about the bad things that happened. As such, it ends up being like a thing where a team was on fire, was firing in all cylinders. But the truth of the matter, Uguti, that's not the case. Like Ukele might have scored the hat trick ama penalties akhe, but the problem is that wayenzani in the rest of the game. Because enye penalty yawo nosehota, enye yawo uye. But it wasn't like he was firing in all cylinders to even get us in that position. But since he scored a goal, then we forgot about it. So whenever a team wins, we say, oh, the team played well, but they played pop. And then the next game, they play against a team that doesn't allow them to score those kind of goals that they'd scored in the previous game. Then they are kind of exposed to ukuthi kahle kahle, you've been playing pop all along. It's just that in the previous game, you were able to score. Now that you are not scoring, people are going to be angry at the fact that you are playing pop. And even when you won, you did play pop. It's just that it was never addressed because we were still caught in this frenzy. Oh no, we won the game, so nothing else matters. But it actually does matter because other teams who have video analysts, other teams who watch your games before they play against you, they are watching ukuthi, how did you perform in the previous game? What is your weakness? What can we exploit? And in the next game, they come against you, they exploit that weakness. And once they exploit that weakness, they score goals against you. And all of a sudden, you're in trouble. And then the fans are angry at you, Guti. Why did you concede those goals? Ganti, it was a problem vele in the previous game that you never addressed. So I think it's the same thing with Caleb. There's been a lot that he has done that has not been okay, even in the first few games. But because he was scoring goals, then people, including me, were like, hey, Caleb is on fire. But because it seems like it was Lelwama Pep. Guys, get your comments and your votes in. Nansia e-poll so far 17% says Caleb is having a bad form. 58% are saying he's not Kaizer Chiefs material. 4% are saying he's the same as the other forwards. And 21% says he needs time. Let me continue with Theo. Okay, sengifundile ka Theo. Umpho says uCaleb uyakekheleza nje, which basically means Caleb meanders and meanders and meanders and meanders. He meanders, he really does. You just don't see what he's doing at ground in end. that's obviously wasteful when it comes to him. Umandla says, can we play Caleb at centre back? How can we even play Caleb at centre back if he's going to fail to head the balls? Because one of the reasons why we play Ngezana as a centre back is two reasons. Is one, he wins our aerial balls. Two, he's quick. Caleb is not quick, nor is he, or he's not quick or good with our aerial balls, which is ironic because he's a tall striker. So Umanda says again, I think Duba took more shots at goal in 20 minutes than Caleb in 70 minutes. In 70 minutes. Mara kanjani? Because Duba is younger than Caleb, yet he finds himself making the right moves, and because he makes the right movements, he finds himself in shooting positions. But Caleb, he rarely makes those right moves into the right positions, so he's never gonna find him. He doesn't find himself in positions when he won't find himself in positions where he can be scoring, because basically what he's doing is he's just what's the word? He's just ucashing ama-defend, and it makes it very easy. It makes it very easy for people to mark you if they know good. Lo is always central. There is no time where he just drifts and goes wide. All the time in central. Awenzi movement, because don't tell me ukuthi hayi, but it's the coach. It's not the coach, because if coach was saying to the players they must stay together, then you would definitely see with other players as well. They would be maintaining similar positions. But from time to time, you see umuntu wide, ubone uDole ngena phakathi, ubone uHlanti cutting in. Sometimes uHlanti is wide, overlapping, because there is this constant movement that is supposed to confuse the opponent. Constant movement is supposed to move the opponent. It rhymes. Anyways, that's not the point. The point is, Chiefs are a team that seems to be moving a lot so that they cannot be predictable. And if the person who's like the last piece of the puzzle is not complementing the thing that is done from build up to armor forwards, then you have a problem. And by the way, it's the same thing that happens with Usail when he's up front, because he's a player who plays as a winger. So Yenag, it's different because that's not even his primary position, it seems. But Duba, when he gets there, he does the job, and then you can see, oh, okay, actually, this is what he's supposed to be doing. Guys, by the way, please, for those of you who are watching the live stream, that means you are a member, you are a subscribed person to this channel. So please become a member of this channel, and you get early access to my video. You get loyalty badges next to your name, my commenter, and you also get priority reply to your comments, because yeah, and it also just helps me. It also just helps me to create more content. So you can, because I know what I put in a lot of work into this. Like, I just came back from work, I'm doing this. Yesterday I spent like 5 hours scripting content for this week, and recording and editing and posting and my thumbnails and all that. So yeah, it just helps to know, oh, why there are people who are actually helping me to get better. It's only 20 rands, guys. So please click on the link that is pinned in WeChat, and follow the instructions. They're pretty simple. Umandla is saying even Ushon Bartlett. Yeah, because I was talking about the fact that if a player knows how to make the right movement, then that's not gonna be, it doesn't matter how big you are, it's just about how smart you are in the box. And then Theo says, I hate uHlanti, guys. How? Because udlala ngathi akafuni every time ebamba ibhola akajongi before across. He just is kicking the ball. He doesn't care at all. Inkomo leya qha. Theo, I would agree with you to a certain point. Not ukuthi inkomo, but I agree with you. Sometimes he plays not like akafuni, but more like he's too complacent. I wouldn't say uyinkomo or I just feel like he's too relaxed at times, and that kind of costs it him. Not necessarily ubunkomo. I don't see it. I think Uhlanti is one of the most technical players that we have. It's just that sometimes it just relaxes too much. Same thing can be said for Mashani, by the way, Guti. He's a very good ball player, he's a very good cross off the ball, but he just relaxes too much, or he just forgets to go to grounding, and then they take the ball off of him. So I think that's the problem. It happens with Frosla, by the way, as well. It also happens with Umat. I don't know what is it with those guys. Out there continues to say Shanti, Caleb, Frosla, Axime, Tirele, Chiefs, finish and clear. I they uyazilwela. Unathi says, Caleb is not make sure Mpilo. Let's just agree to disagree. Varle. It's funny, you are using this word, let's agree to disagree. I just had a class with my other student, and I was teaching her this thing of having conversations and saying, let's agree to disagree, whatever. Yeah, no. Vele mina I'm at that point yokuthi inkinga, we have a problem yokuthi ubumake sure bakhe ubumake sure bakhe bu-questionable kakhulu. Please, guys, like the video. And then Umpo says, I am being booed at the stadium, don't die. No, vele. I've said that a lot of times. Like, Caleb, I can be critical of him, but that does not mean he should be booed emsebenzini wakhe, because that's his place of work. Or even besides which it's his place of work, it's also like, now what are we gonna do? Is booing him going to help your confidence yakhe? No. So why boo him? Mina, yiko, I never, if you've noticed, I try by all means to be critical, but not lambast, not angathi lambast. I don't want to crush them and say, "Hi, get out of my club." Oh, yeah. I don't call players names. I try to avoid that because I want to be constructively critical, critically constructive, whatever, to give constructive criticism. That's what I'm saying. And I don't want people to poo players. Umanda says that time fans won't boo you for one game. It's because it's been too many games for nonsense now. And I think Umpo, when he says one must just bench him, they must just sign Evanga. Hey, they must just Evanga him. I don't know what to Evanga a person. And then Given Ngomane says he must leave. Let's go get Fiston Maele. Fiston Maele, I wonder how much it's gonna cost the Chiefs. Because mina there is why ngithi we need a striker coach, because you never know what getting a striker coach could do for Caleb. I'm just saying, what if you could just teach him one thing and one thing? Yeah, I'm teaching you one thing and one thing only. Make the right movements in the box. If he can make that improvement, and make the right movements, the next thing you know, you will have 3 players in the box by Chiefs. One osuke near post, one osuke ku-6 yard box, esuke kwi-penalty spot, omunye kwi-back post. Once we make that one adjustment yokuthi abadlali bethu banga-attack i-post eyodwa, then all of a sudden it makes all the difference, and then the Chiefs can now start scoring more goals. Even if they miss a lot of them, if we're in the right positions, it's likely we are going to score a few more goals than we are right now. Usibongo Buko says if we can get the Caleb striker coach like Rashford, yeah, but what I was just saying, to improve him as a player, but a club legend for Chiefs like Max Mampunyane to motivate him. Exactly what I was saying. One improvement can change all of this. Manda says, I heard the Black Panther movie needs someone to replace Chadwick. I think that's Caleb's calling. Hi, Uselaelo Mahato says, I'm not sure about what makes Caleb a flop. Is it the system our club plays, or is it the other things? Things about Karma. He never replicated the form he had at Sundowns and Cape Town City. Ukama kwi-Chiefs ufike washama injury. And last season you saw Kama, and he didn't have the good players to play with him, because when Udoli came, then he started improving and playing much better. but then my injury were always with him, so he would be consistent and then get injured. So that's the thing. That was the problem with Ukama, because Ukama came on a different system, and now it's a different system with Chiefs. So I wouldn't say it's just a matter of system Gazwane, because even the systems before were different from this one, but Kama still struggled. Unathi says Caleb ufana ne-scarecrow esibhekiwe. Let me end the poll because the live stream is over. No comments after the live stream thing is over. Yeah, that's, I'll read the comments up to the live the poll. Caleb ufana ne-scarecrow esibekiwe nje nezinyoni zigcina sezibona ukuthi ziyasatshiswa. Hayi unathi. Athi ngidiyeke mina. Kenneth says Caleb should be on the bench. He's not Kaizer Chiefs material, and Coach Zwane must do the right thing by putting Duba ahead of Caleb. And also, if he plays Caleb ahead of Duba, the next thing is that it puts pressure on Caleb, because he knows he's not performing. And if he's being played again and again and again and he continues to underperform, fans will turn on him even more. So Zwane and I should think this through, because he will turn fans against Caleb even more, but he will also turn fans against him. Mutang Mochalefa says the following players must just leave: Caleb, Sithebe, Njabulo Ngcobo. Angazi uSithebe wenzeni, guys. Yazi understand. Understand. I don't get it. Sithebe wenzeni. Nonjabulo Ngcobo. Maybe for a different reason. So I forgot Matlo, he must also leave. The following must be benched: Dolly, Kune must be benched. Kune is already getting benched already. Yeah, guys, that's it. I don't think I'm being too harsh on Caleb. I think I'm justified with my stance with regards to his performance as a Chiefs. So with regards to voting, 31 people voted. How, guys? 160 votes, views, but only 31 votes. Nama likes us 20. Anyways, people are saying 51% says he's not Kaizer Chiefs material, 22% says he's just having a bad form, and 22% says he needs time, and then 3% says he's same as the other strikers. So yeah, that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching today. Go check out my other videos and share the videos of the channel to your other socials, and let's get more people to watch Khosi Nation Fan TV, guys. Let's grow. Thank you for watching. I will see you on the next one, and until next time, remember, Ikhosi alipheli umoya. Ngadlala omandla phela bethi bafuna ishow ibe yi-hour no half. Ha.